Yeah, hello everyone. Early gaming? Early gaming, I mean, not quite. Like, today is a special occasion, Pluton. We still have to set up each of our stream, but I'm gonna collaborate with Batikan today to teach him Kagura. Because we had somewhat of an emergency for the Kagura Disciple Festival. And so my stream is up already, and that's why I'm in training mode right now. And yeah, he also wrote something to me, so... And yeah, that's the idea for today, you know? I mean, I don't know how long that will be, and I guess we will go each our separate ways at some point, because I'm not sure if I can provide a character that is an appropriate challenge for him then, when he's still playing Kagura. I've already taught him like a little bit the other day. And apparently he has also played with Systematical with his Kagura. So I'm really seeing where it's going and really happy to see that. And as soon as he's live, I'll probably, again, use the collaborate feature and make sure that we have, that we have everything going. And I suppose I also have to go with, okay, I have this. Okay, wait, okay, I can search for him. But wait, why am I not getting him here? Okay, let me get this video. Oh yeah, Batikan, I hope I can hear you well.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you too. Nice, nice, nice. Awesome. And I hope that's also like getting to the viewers right now. I mean, it should be. I mean... Okay, now our communities can also chat together, so whoever is there works. I think I can actually like minimize this tab. But yeah, for the sake of argument, I still have to call you via Discord because you need to see my stream in live, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna share my screen. I don't know, like you told me that you've practiced with Systematical, so how did that go? Did he play like another character, or did he even play like his Terumi and you were like fighting with Kagura? So
he was playing Jin.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was going pretty well. I mean, at first I got clapped, of course, but I started to turn it around and it was more even then. And yeah, I mean, obviously I have to stop doing some Ragnar things.
The good old Ragnar classics,
and I have to internalize all the stance moves more and stuff. Alex wants to teach me real stagger.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. But no, I mean, it would be cool. Like, I mean, of course, at some point, like, you know, you could always reach out to Batikan, I suppose, and Batikan would probably take you up on that. But right now, it's like it's a Kagura lesson. So, hi Axel, you don't have a Kagura, you don't belong here.
This is the Kagura only zone.
Exactly. Like Batikan has become a Kagura now, and he will never go back. I mean, he will probably go back to Ragnar very soon.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, first off, because you've already played, are there like any specific questions that you have? Because I feel like that's the most important. You see my stream, right? My screen, right? In Discord.
Oh wait, not yet.
Okay, there you are.
Okay, yeah, now I do.
And yeah, I have to mute you here in Discord, so I don't have the double sound. The same way I've muted myself in Discord as well, so it's only about having the stream. Yeah, are there any specific questions you have about Kagura so far?
Not exactly. I mean, obviously, at some point I'll have to learn the crazy 5k, 6k combos, but there's one thing. Actually, now that I remember, while I was playing against System, I often did Y1, and I hit him, but I couldn't do the sword riding follow up.
Okay.
Not the low one, the low stance one, low stance speed.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like something that is depending on your distance to the opponent. So if I do like a max spaced out, then I'm just too far. But if I'm close, I can do it.
Okay.
And that's about all of it. And also, like, I think there are like even specific ranges where you can get the follow up. Where you can get the 2DB follow-up, but you can't get like the Fafnir. So I mean, this range was okay, and it's also like a little bit character specific. Like some characters, yeah, you also like at some range, like it Wyvern whiffs at crouches as well. So yeah,
is there
like
a difference Is there a difference when it counter hits?
Yeah, there's a huge difference. That's like where, you know, I taught you like this combo, right? Like a simple confirm for like 60A, and it's mostly because you will need that here. But generally speaking, like, of course, like the big boy bombos, which would be worth learning, of course, would be something like this. With the orb, but for now, because you don't have that, I'd probably go for, yeah, of course. Yeah, I would probably go for like what I taught you on the 2DA confirm. Also, nah, I mean, you can probably, yeah, you can get like 4K with like a little bit more if you go into like this, I think. Yeah, I guess it's always like difficult to find like, yeah, it's like a little bit, but I think what I do in your case is get the 2C as well and then go into this. And technically, if you get the oh no, it's not really. And then you always cross up then. But yeah, I would suggest doing that. So after, like, it's essentially that what you found out for this. Wait, it doesn't work if you. Yeah, like, you know, something along those lines with either 2DA or 2DC, doesn't really matter if you don't extend the combo too much. But yeah, that's the things about the Wyvern that you were asking.
Okay. I mean, yeah, other than that, I need to practice doing flash kicks out of neutral. Like when I'm on defense and something.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't say you need to them in neutral. You only need them on defense, really. I mean, in neutral you need like technically two, yeah, if you expect them. But yeah, that of course.
And also, I'm struggling a bit with the fireball because I'm probably not charging enough.
Mm-hmm. About the fireball, I mean, yes, it is kind of good, but don't sweat it too much in the beginning. Again, like you can play him like quite different. But yeah, other than that, I guess you don't have any specific questions, or is there anything else?
Not exactly. I was just trying to learn how to navigate the neutral and what to press when I'm being pressured, and how to get out of pressure and stuff, and just finding fast buttons that I can like use.
Okay, so yeah, I like to always ask first about the specific stuff, because that is what you will probably pick up the most. But you know, then other than that, I am just gonna get you all the knowledge that you could ever need about this character. Try to explain everything, like the use of each button and everything. So first off, yeah, like you were saying about the neutral, and I think it already came across when I talked to you via your chat. What to do in neutral, and like the biggest thing is definitely like JC. Whatever you do, like backdash JC, back jump JC, even like high jump JC. Yeah, like you know, at this range, like whatever, if it's spaced like that, there's hardly any anti-air that can hit you. So that's the cool thing about that. And once you do, I know you hate micro dashes, but it's optimal if you go into a micro dash after it, because then you can get like 6B conversions and get like the big damage. Because otherwise, if you don't do that, then you get like, I mean, okay, that's what you do anyway, right now, because you don't do the big damage yet. So for you it doesn't matter as much. I mean, let me deactivate the counter. So yeah, you would be doing that, which is already okay. But yeah, in the long run, of course, get the micro dash so you can get the big boy confirms. But the big boy confirms, I don't expect you to have them down till Sunday unless you really grind this character. Which I'm not sure if you want to or if you will, because this was all like very sudden for you as well as for me.
Yeah, completely sudden.
And yeah, so that's one of the things. And again, I also talked about this because, like, you know, 2C, you can confirm it so late, so that's why it's like such an excellent poke too.
Yeah, it was really fun to snipe system with it from across the screen.
And it's also like actually fairly good for like pressuring 2 at some point, because you could cancel into 5C. And I think that's the general idea about if you're pressuring with C button, if you got it and they were blocking it, then they actually have to, then they have essentially like a multiple way what they have to expect. You know, you could go into stance, or you could throw orbs over and over again, or you can go into 5C if you think they will jump out, of course. Or like, no, you can't cancel into 6C, but yeah, you could orb and then go into 6C. But the general idea is like, yeah, do an orb again afterwards, or potentially go into stance, especially if you have like rapid, then you could have like sequences like this. And yeah, I mean, those 2 buttons are like the cornerstone of his neutral, of his pressure. Again, for like air-to-airs, 5A is... and yeah, up close essentially, if you get in the position where you got like the knockdown and you want to pressure up close, like the cornerstones there are like 2A and 5B. So because like 2A is -1, but it's 7 frames, so it's on the slower side of 2A. So if someone has like a 6 frame 2A and you were 0 before, then they could mesh out. Especially like if you do it for stagger. But of course, like the thing about stagger pressure is always that yeah, you have to make your opponent respect it. So if you cancel 2A into 5B, then they won't really know if you like if you continue the staggering or if you go into 5B. And the same is true for 5B, which is actually ±0. So it's like it's the closest thing to a plus frame he has actually, but it's like even in that sense it's even better for stagger because like you're not minus, but of course it's like 2 frames slower than 2A. So if you were to stagger with only this and they would mesh 2A, then you would get out. But similarly, both of these buttons have like the great. I mean, essentially with after every button you can always go into stance. You can always go into stance no matter what you do. And so one of the big mistakes beginners make is go into like always go into C buttons and then go into stance, and then it becomes like still like somewhat of a 50-50 depending on which stance you go in. But the 50-50 is always at the same spot, so people are more able to react to like 2DA. So the idea about that is if you're in pressure, like let them guess between your stagger and like going further into the chain, and also let them guess in how far you go into the chain. If you want to go into like you can let the nuke, you can fire the nuke every time at every possible moment. So 2A into 2DA, or you can let it go later, or you can be sneaky and go up and throw potentially. And it's and technically like this is one of the most insane stuff that I don't expect you to do, but you can get like about 3.8k out of a command grab if you got it from like if you pre-buffer the charge. So that's why like these two buttons are like the goat for stagger pressuring, because everything you could do afterwards, like the flexibility you have, is what makes them so powerful. Even though like on their own they don't look like much, you know, because this is like has not the greatest range, but it's a standing low, which is rare in this game, so that has its value. And this is like a slow 2A, which also doesn't look that good, but again in combination with like the powerful tools you have to mix them up, which can be of course which can be like Vritra, 2DA Vritra. Or you could also go for like Cardamos afterward, and that's another thing that's for, especially in the beginning, isn't easy to do, because essentially you can only do like Cardamos if you charge it. So the idea about the TK Cardamos is to go immediately into an up direction, and the easiest way to do is like 5BB, and then you go into 9 or whatever up direction really, and get the Cardamos afterwards. It's like another layer that will come later. I think in the beginning you will mostly differentiate between 2DA, 2DB, 2DC potentially too. Also, that's not that crazy of a mix-up tool. And it was about the Cardamos, and that's something that you will add later. But again, in the beginning, if you can make your opponent fear whichever options you have after like your stagger pressure, which is 2DA, 2DB, and potentially command grab too, because this combo should be fairly doable, fairly consistent too. Also, fun fact, if you're up against Tega or Astra, if you get the command grab, you can get more out of it. And that's cool. So, but that's essentially the basic of Kagura. Like use your C buttons for good spacing, and once you're down, like make them feel your stagger by by implementing like different options like command grab, 2DA, potentially also 60A, which again you can get like the BFAF afterwards if you pre-charge like it, or like extremely goated because you can technically also get it without, but that's not one thing, not a thing that I can do, for instance. But yeah, if you can mix up between those options when you're up close, then you will get like a hit that will really hurt. And again, as you will probably not do this, you can still like 6A rapid cancel, and you can get like lots of damage that way. And again, like unlocking the damage will be very important, of course, for this character. But as we've seen, like if you're fighting like against another beginner, then even like 3K from like simple combos like this, or when they don't block, you know, that's also like 3K, and that is not 3K, but if I do it with this, it's 3K, you know, that already adds up. And of course, panic confirm more or less also, I mean 2.5K, but still that's about the same you'd get from like a BC Hellsfang from Ragnar. So that's still very good, but of course at some point you're gonna get further. So yeah, with that, like, do you have any questions up until this point?
I do have a question, because I was doing it a lot yesterday, and I want to know if this is like a bad habit I shouldn't do. It was like something like Vyvern into downs, also on, how is that? Let's say my opponent is blocking, and I do Vyvern into the low stance 2dB, and then neutral stance A.
Yes, that's a Kagura classic, and you wanted to know if it's a bad habit, right?
Yeah, or if this is a good thing to do or bad thing to do.
So yeah, it's both a good and a bad thing. So especially at low level, no one is punishing you for it. So at that level, as long as you notice your opponent isn't punishing you for it, then you continue doing it, because like 5DA into backdash is safe. Like it's technically the only safe ender he has for any kind of drive pressure, because this one is also safe, but if they instant block. If they instant block, they can punish. And so for that reason, like, yeah, it in the long run it's a bad habit to do like that, because people will either throw or low crush like 5DA, and at that point you're like you eat a combo for trying to open them up that way. And the same is also, by the way, true for like 2DB, because this is punishable no matter what you do afterwards, which is unfortunate, but most people don't punish it, you know. So even at like higher level, mid-level, and even, I mean, not at the highest level, but at fairly high level, people are still not punishing it. So you can get around it without like you using rapid to keep safe. The same again is true for like for Vritra as well. Like, this is punishable if you don't do anything. Like, you can do this, but technically they could snipe you out of the air afterwards, or if you go into like a stance, then they can also like they can try to call out the stance, and because this loses too low, and if they have a fast enough low to also cover for Wyvern and Rahab, then it's also like guaranteed punish. But again, it's also one of the things that really no one does at up to like fairly high level. And for those cases, again, with all of this stuff, you rapid cancel, and then you can. Oh wait, why? Yeah. Then you can get like some more pressure going on, or even mix up afterwards. I mean, people don't really react to that much, so you can go for a common grab or whatever. But yeah, to answer your question once again, bad habit long term, good habit in the beginning, you know. It's a noob crusher.
Okay, so don't abuse it too much, but here and there I can try doing it.
Yeah, I mean, if you notice your opponent doesn't know the answer, abuse it. I mean, there's no... And again, it's don't depend too much on it. It's essentially, as soon as you notice, okay, my opponent is reacting to that, then of course you can first try and mix it up with like the Wyvern potentially, if you haven't done the Wyvern before. So of course you can't do it anymore if you didn't done that right. So because now you don't have the forward stance, but if you were like doing this, then you can still try to get them with Wyvern. And if they're like, okay, blocking for too long, you could potentially go into... You can go into your command grab afterwards if they didn't barrier block and they were not acting. Then you can get like a sneaky command grab in. Or like you can simply then go into that. So like and if you notice they are going to punish this, then of course like one of the things is like rapid cancel, immediate button, and if they were trying to punish it immediately, then they will get stuffed out, which is good. And the other thing is, if you notice that they're gonna do that, then try just mixing it up. Maybe go into a Rahab instead, or like if you're close enough even to the area. I mean, of course, both of those are like depending that you get close enough, so you have to cancel them somewhat late. But you can always go, in most cases you will be able to cancel them then that late if you went for Wyvern. So it's like on you to let them guess if a follow-up comes, because you could technically also like not do anything afterwards. And if
there was another question I wanted to ask, what to do if my Wyvern gets blocked.
There was another question, or do you have another question?
I mean, you are answering it right now.
Okay. Yeah, that was like the question you had, yeah. But yeah, if it gets blocked, I mean, yeah, actually, like, it's technically faster to cancel it. It is faster to cancel it afterwards, so you will always go into a stance, but potentially you can cancel it. And then if they are slow, continuing your offense, or like stay safe, depending on how quick the opponent is in their response, because if you see them, they are already going up to you and pressuring you, then you're still safe and can block. But other than that, of course, you can also try, especially if they're like immediately trying to pressure you afterwards, then hitting them with a 2DC or 2DB even is like pretty good. And again, like 2DC safe unless they instant blocks the second hit, and if they instant blocks the second hit, if you had got reactions, you would just go into 5DA afterwards, and then they had to be ready for that and use a low, because it's not that I think it's only like it's minus, I think it's minus 2DB is -4 on block. And so they need like a 7-frame normal that hits far, and I think it's only Ragnar can really punish it on instant block. I mean, maybe some other characters too, but I know that Ragnar can for effect. And so yeah, again, still very safe, and it pushes your opponent far away enough that, I mean, not if you're like super close, right? But even then, also we see my PC still like being not good. I still haven't cleaned it. I'm sorry. I'm not even sure if that will help that much anyway. But yeah, that's about it. That's thingy with. Also, maybe I should actually activate Moobot, so it's not that. But yeah, that's the stuff that happens when you what you can do when your Wyvern gets blocked. Yeah, I think. I mean, let me ask again. Do you have any other questions up until this point?
I'm just gonna assume the things about like what the follow-ups for Wyvern can also be applied to like the forward moves, like forward stance A and B. Because if those get blocked too, like, I'm guessing I can do like similar stuff afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Ajdaha, for instance, like I wouldn't cancel it because let me pull up Dustloop for a little bit, but because I think it's like not safe enough to be able to cancel it, so you would always have to go into like another stance afterwards. Let me check that up. So maybe I'm talking bullshit right now. Also, let me see, like, okay, no, Dragon's Dual Strike is -9, so more people than only Ragnar can block it on instant block. Dragon's Fang -6, Dragon's Mirage -8, okay. But yeah, again, -8 would be punishable, so if you'd go into like the other, so if you'd do this and you're right in their face -8 and in like range of a 2A, then that's not too good. So you should be going into like yeah, probably like Naga 2DC most of the time, and then with Naga you can of course go into 5DA afterwards. And yeah, not this, because this can be punished too. So generally, like, yeah, if you want to stay safe and in either of this one, and if you can still use Hydra after Naga, then it can also be like very, very potent. Because if people will try to mash out, they will get punished for it, because the gap is too slow to get the moves out, and even if they were to get out like an upper body move, they would not get. So the thing is, like with this sequence specifically, they have to grab it, so they can't be like, okay, I'm gonna throw out my low right now. So that's another good thing about this. But yeah, that's the thing with like, you know, Wyvern is like -11, but you end up like further away, so that's why it's like better to potentially cancel. And of course, like, because you have the option to
wait, how do you cancel the second stance after Wyvern so fast?
Essentially what I do is like just press like 4D and then D, because yeah, 4D will get me into like will get me into neutral stance too, so that makes it easier. But I could also go like neutral stance or like even down stance. Oops. But of course with down stance, if you do it like this but yeah, you can do it like this.
Because sometimes I pressed D, but I didn't press a follow-up, and then I was just sitting there in the stance animation.
Yeah, again, the 40 is like very important. Also, like, there's like, Wyvern is technically like even, I think it's even noted there, but that it's like, or was it in the 4D? I think it might have been in the 4D. Like, there are certain moves that are actually faster if you stance cancel them. And I think yeah, there's some moves that are like better after stance cancelling. So it's like, a good example is 6C. It's -10 without, but it's way faster. It's only like -6 if you can stance cancel it. Another one of those is like actually, yeah, wait, 5DC. 60. Yeah, another one apparently is Rahab. So, but with Rahab, of course, you have to be like a little bit more sneaky. You have to do like a 2D or a 60 afterwards. And of course, you can only stance cancel if it's not like the last in the chain, because then you don't have any stances there. But I think like, yeah, 60C is also like 8 frames earlier to recover if you stance cancel it. And I think that was about, I mean, they say 2DA is I mean, yeah, but you can also like stance cancel in the air, by the way, and then drop barrier guard, so that also makes 2DA safer apparently. And I think you can actually wait for 2DA and then go, yeah, stance cancel on the ground, which is also faster, which is something that I never do myself, that I should actually practice. And I didn't even realize until now, right? So yeah, and technically even 2DC is faster if you stance cancel it, but you know, you can find that list on Drive Move Stance in Discord. So yeah, not Discord, in the Dust Loop. So maybe I can actually go and show my screen, my right screen instead, so I can show it to people. Yeah, there's this stance cancel frame data where I pulled this from. But yeah, generally, like, you have the right idea. Like, you can actually do it after everything, the stance cancel, to make your opponent guess. Again, in some cases, this might be a better option than in others, because 68 gets worse. It's only -6 if it's blocked normally, and here it's worth 68, for instance. It's like actually like a big mix-up, because you could just let it run out and then continue your pressure if they don't react, or you can go into like another stance afterwards. So you can try to get sneaky, especially at lower level. At higher level, people will check it more often. But yeah, that's it. Alrighty. So I guess, are there any other questions right now, or?
Well, what would be like really good meter usages? Like, what's a really good RC point?
Okay, good that you ask. I mean, I'm probably gonna go into combos at some point anyway, like show you some of the combo routes and stuff, and also, of course, all of them you can find on the starter guide on Dust Loop, also most of the stuff that I've told you. I mean, not all of it though. So you probably don't have to rewatch the VOD, and you can just read the starter guide instead. But yeah, meter, the best point to use meter is like RC after first hit of 2DB, and then go 6C and go into like whatever combo you're currently capable of. So for in your beginning, right, it could just be like something like this, which still like it's 500 damage less, but it's still like 500 damage, and of course good enough corner carry. And the other big thing is like, you normally don't really mid-screen, you don't end your combos in a super, because normally you get into this, and then you can't. And then if you do this, Limp is like only like slight damage increase over like it's 100 more damage with the same starter over over just using CFuff. So if you want to add damage, you usually always go for CFuff, and if you don't want to add damage, then you go for like Orb instead, for Oki. So the only point where you really want to go for a super is in the corner most of the time, because here you can go into Y1 after a 60C, and you can get a 60C later on in the combos most of the time, because the good combos will always result in like a pickup. I mean, simple example would be this. Again, it's not a good combo, but that would be like a way where you want to where you can spend meter. And also there's like this universal overdrive extension. When you do like a pickup with 3C or 2C, you go into 2C, 2dB 60A. So, and then you get that, and that works even like mid screen too. Like, and that's like a simple overdrive extension that you can essentially always use, no matter what where you have, because again, like the good Kagura combos will usually route into like a re-pick up, which of course is less a thing from you if you start right, because if you do this, then you won't have like the re-pick up, but potentially, I'm always starting to go get like my own, but potentially could get it if you go into this. And again, you still see like a good chunk of increase there, even though that was like 100 meter right now. But yeah, I think especially for the beginning, like the biggest part is getting the RC after 2dB, because like again, everything will route into 2dB, and then you can get like the RC into 60A, and then whatever you do afterwards, which depends on how far you are in the combo journey up until that point. And yeah, and I think that's meter usage in a nutshell. Like if you're stupid like me, you can also use like Linform every now and then, of course. And the benefit of Linform is like there's essentially one main advantage. I think this is a hard knockdown, right? Yeah. So if like Ragnar would hit me with a hard knockdown, I can't do Fafnir, because if I try to do Fafnir, let me actually just do it. No, it's not a hard knockdown, okay. Wait, it is? Wait, now I'm confused. Anyway, the point is that you can do Wake Up Fafnir, but not after hard knockdown. So at those points, like people, especially at higher levels, they will recognize you don't have Fafnir anymore. So they won't expect you going like waking up with like 7 AB. Oops. And going for Linform, so they might get hit by it. So that's like one of the cases, or like the main case for using Linform, which can win rounds. And also like if it's blocked, it's usually not punished. So that's the good thing about it. And yeah, again, fringe case, and generally speaking, I would always try to use this for like the 6C conversion. Also, hello everyone who joined in. I'm not reacting that much to chat today because I'm teaching Batikan how to play Kagura. So yeah, any more questions so far?
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the charge with hard knockdowns. Is there a way to tell between like a hard or a soft knockdown?
Actually, I'm not that sure myself. Like I have developed a feeling for it, but I can't really tell when it's the case, you know. I mean, I think one way, of course, of understanding when it is you could always go for like wake up back, if you do like a backwards. And they can't do it if it's like a soft knockdown. So you see, like 3C is a soft knockdown, 2C would be a hard knockdown.
Sometimes can't roll, okay.
So yeah, when you can't roll, then that's like a hard knockdown. Generally speaking, this is like a little bit of a general tech. But if like rolls can be fine, especially if you're like in a neutral position. Back roll is like fairly safe. But if you're like very up close, then yeah, okay, even then it's pretty safe still. But if you're rolling past like the opponent, then of course, I mean, you're probably very much aware.
Yeah.
And then they can.
I only do it sometimes in the corner to mix up how I get up.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that, and if you don't get punished, it's like, but just, and especially like at lower level, it will get punished less. But if it gets punished, it's like pretty bad. So in my opinion, like the default wake up essentially is up, because that will mean if holding A and B, because if they are sneaky and the combo ends in the air, or they just drop in the air, then you will barrier block and won't get reset if they hit you with an air unblockable afterwards. So Speaking of up back barrier, you can buffer Kalamos out of it. So that's like a little bit other thingy.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Also, yeah, by the way, while we're at it, for the for like, if your opponent blocks everything, like crush trigger is essentially the same is the same thing as for Ragnar. In the corner you can get like a 2A afterwards. No, not much of an issue. And for like the combo, of course, like the high level, if you just do like the low level combo, you don't get much out of it. Also, it doesn't change that much. It's like 700 difference, but still, you know, you can use that if you want to. It's just the thoughts that I had right now. So yeah, I'm gonna ask this a lot, so sorry, but any more questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, so then I will do like the other thingy and talk about every button on its own, just to make sure that nothing is like overlooked. So like 2A, 7 frames is for stagger pressure, as we've established earlier, and other than that, like fairly normal. 5A is crazy though, because it's like only 5 frames, so if you know that your opponent is like standing after like a specific action, you only have 5 frames, that could punish it. But I mean, that's like a very niche case scenario. What you will do though is, if you don't have like a charge ready, you will try to counter hit with it, like enter air with it. And if you get an enter air, there's like 2 scenarios. One of them is pretty not that great. So if my opponent is jumping like this and I don't get a counter hit, like, wait, can I? Yeah, then you can only get like you can only get like a JA. So only like a JA stagger combo. I mean ladder combo, and you don't see like the ridiculous low damage that you get out of it. But if it's a counter hit, and again, like confirming that is not that apparent, so it's very tricky, and I don't really get it much myself. You can go into 6C and get like a full damage combo almost. So like almost 4k meterless if you have like the right combo on deck of like a 5A counter hit. But and of course, like the other thing is, if it's not a counter hit, technically if you delayed it a little bit, you could get them out of the tech. But I don't think there's a timing where you could get like the counter hit, where you could get both the counter hit and the confirm. So it's like, yeah, it's not that it's fairly risky to go for like the 6C afterwards. But yeah, that's the thing about like the 5A, and let me get him standing again. And yeah, 6A, as we've had earlier, enter air, not enter air, overhead, and of course rapid cancelable into whatever you want. I mean, essentially, I think the easiest way would be to go into like your default combo, whatever that is, like, you know, for instance, stuff like that. Only quote unquote 3k. But yeah, that's the easiest way to convert of it, and then there's like more specific routes. And then what I've shown here is like a route from, if you can get like the pre-buffered BFuff. And And yeah, I actually have to open my PC at some point and see if I can get rid of the frame drops and everything. If I don't, then yeah, unfortunately, then I will have to get like I need to renew my components at some point, but I don't have the money. Yeah, anyway, that was all A buttons. 5B again, stagger 2 is low hand is standing low, which is nice. And another thing, you told me that you were whiffing it a lot, right? But you can essentially like there's not that much risk in whiffing it because you could go into 6B afterwards, and it's like super quick. In fact, like you can counter Pog Ragnar's 5B with it, so yeah, I mean it can be like a little bit iffy, but you could do like stuff like that technically, like, but yeah, I don't do it myself, but I've seen like Serpent doing it, so that's something. But yeah, cornerstone of your stagger pressure, great button overall, just like a little bit stubby. Also roll catch is fairly good, especially as if they roll and you just do like the 6B afterwards, and also like it recovers fairly quick, so even if you spam it like this, you might get a roll catch. And another nice thing is like if they roll catch, yeah, do I still have the forward roll? Then essentially if it roll catches and you just smashed it, then because like it automatically 5BB is as 5B 6B, right?
Yeah.
So you can so you will get like the confirm more or less for whatever, especially as like the most especially as like the big point for forward rolling is the corner, and then you can go into like whatever combo you imagine afterwards. And yeah, that's by the way also a skill that you should learn at some point. It's also like very apparent in the combo trials, which is like 2DA and then upcharge Kadamos. It only works on hit, unfortunately, so if they block you can't go into Kadamos and have like the second overhit afterwards. But yeah, that's good for conversions, and that's like what 5B is for. Then again 6B is essentially your quote-unquote mid-range poke, but you rarely use it as mid-range poke because you rather prefer to press like one of the C buttons. You can technically also stagger pressure with it, but it's not that great because I think it's -3. Let me check that up, how minus it is. No, it's on block -8, so way worse even. So yeah, don't stagger pressure with it unless your opponent is really sleeping, and generally instead go into like cancel option, or if you have that, or like if you like really evil, then go into Kadamos afterwards, or 3C, because that's like the big 50-50 that people have to play around with. And yeah, that's more advanced, but if you can do it, then and also be consistent enough with it, then that's very, very strong. Yeah, either way, that's everything for 6B. Not that much to say. Also like punish button. 2B also not much to say. It's like essentially like 5B but slower, but ranges farther. So oftentimes I will run up and use 2B instead because I can get it like at an earlier range. And with 2B I can combo into 6B. And that's generally like the thing that you should be doing, because you can't really combo 2B into 2C, and you want to combo into 2C usually because it enables better routes than 3C does. But you can combo into 3C, so that's also can be clutch. And if you get a counter hit, you will combo into 2C as well. So if you accidentally do 2B, 2C, and it was a counter hit, then you can still profit, which is nice. But yeah, not that much more to say. I think 2C we already talked a lot about it. Great button for everything, but you have to be careful because they could jump over air dash and then get a full combo on you. That's also why, and 2C can only be cancelled into 5C or stances. 5C can't be cancelled into anything, and its main usage is essentially to catch opponents that might be jumping out. Because in those other cases you press 2C, because 2C is simply faster. It also has foot property, which is good against Taker, for instance, because it will simply crush his armored move, whatever that is called. And but yeah, main point here is like 5C in the corner specifically to catch them jumping away, and if you hit them, then they will eat like the 5k combo. I mean, this would be like the BNB, but there's like simpler versions that you can do. I mean, I say simpler, but it's still like a lot. But this is like 200 damage.
Doesn't seem too hard though. Doesn't seem too hard though.
Yeah, exactly. The second one is way easier than the first one. That's why I'm saying that. Also, the good point about the second combo, I didn't want to talk about combos too much, but you can get like the second routing from like a 2A, and you can't get the orb repick up like the 5C orb 5C. You can't get that from a 2A. So if you were starting out, then I would only like practice the second route, and again it will still do like 5k. And it will do, I think, 3k on 2A and 4k on 5B starter. So that's a versatile combo and essentially like a corner BNB. I mean, it is a corner BNB because you can't get into the other stuff with like 2A. But yeah, not getting too much into the combo, but that's like 5C's biggest stuff. And then 6C, essentially the same as 5C, but you can't cancel from 2C. And it's also like even slower, so it might be hard, but if you really have to predict they're gonna jump out, then you can do it, and you can get like, again, it's essentially the same combos as with 2C, you just need to space it correctly. But it does a little bit less damage, funnily enough, because 5C has like is better for combos, even though 6C does more damage on its own. Like 5C has better damage scaling afterwards, so especially for starters that's huge. And yeah, that's its entire purpose. And yeah, since we were talking about corner pressure a little bit more with 5B, 2C, 5C, and 6C, another less committal option you can do if you think they are gonna jump out is just like anti-air jumps with JA, JB and stuff. Because the thing about the corner is, I'm not really getting it myself that often. But let me put him onto jumping again. Like, you can get Kalamos into full confirms. So that's why it's also like really good in the corner. I mean, even off outside of the corner, if you think they jump out and you do it, because again it's like very uncommittal, and if you get them in the air, that's great. And yeah, also like good segue to start about jump buttons. Like 5A is you go to air because it's like fast and stuff, you know, it is what you want for an air to air, but yeah, not much damage, which is good. So it's like the JB because it can hit as a cross up, and generally like very versatile. I also clashed with it against Inferno Divider once, so great button. Also very funny about it, like you can technically go into like you can stance cancel, and you can also stance cancel JA, I think, but you could jump in, stance cancel, and get a throw afterwards, and especially on block. So that's something that I like to do every now and then. Again, great button. Good jumping button too, but of course depending on your range, you might still prefer JC as a jumping button, because you can jump in from further, right? So like this is easier to enter air because you're closer. But if you have like a good space 2C, it might JC, it might be hard to enter air. Yeah, and that were like the generic buttons. And yeah, again, obligatory questions. Any specific questions up to this point?
Okay, so for anti-airing, best case scenario, B Fafnir.
Exactly, yes.
Second best 5A.
Yes.
And if I have a hard read, maybe 6C.
Yeah, hard read 6C most of the time, like because this will give you like good good stuff on whatever. But you can also go for like the very hearty the very hearty 5GC. But yeah, again, that's one of the stuff where people which is more stuff for a highlight reel, because most of the time the reward is not the same as with 6C. And the only big advantage that it essentially has over 6C is that it's active longer. So people are more likely to accidentally jump into it. And if you get a counter hit, then you can get like cool confirms with like an AOP or anything. But generally I would say like, yeah, you summarized it very well, and Rahab is more like a niche option. The same as like CFAF can also be a niche option. If they're like really, really high up in the air and BFAF wouldn't catch them, you could go for like a CFAF. Especially if you have rapid cancel, and you might still get them and snipe them out of the air and get them and get that knockdown. But again, also very niche case, similar to Rahab. But yeah.
What is the logic behind why B Fafnir is better for anti-airing than C Fafnir?
Okay, the basic logic is if my opponent is gonna block, then barrier block, that in this point I still say safe, you know?
Okay, recovery.
But if I do it with this, they can still run up and punish me. And another thing is not only a recovery, so if they block nothing right now and I get them here, yeah, not if it's lagging like that, so I'm washed. Yeah, I could technically get like a full combo, but I'm washed today, so yeah, I don't need the microdash on Rag now. Yeah, I can get 3k out of it, you know, so even like the reward is better on it, because the only thing I get is like 1.5k on CFAF. I think technically more if I get more hits, no, it's only 1.5k on CFAF. I mean, yeah, more on counter, I think then it's like 1.7k, but it's still like double the damage if you get like a BFAF and confirm it correctly. Like technically even more if you go into like the damn. Yeah, okay, I needed the microdash there. But yeah, even I think 4.5k or so if you get like the overdrive conversion, then afterwards overdrive extension. So yeah, like the reward is way bigger on BFAF, and it's hard to punish. It's really hard to punish. Like essentially, like the only thing when it's punishable is like barrier. And I mean, not even here, but sometimes they will block like with a forward momentum jump. And I don't think you can like have forward jump, yeah. But they will have like a forward jump, and with half momentum will land right in your face. And in that case, they can punish you. But other than that, if they didn't do that, then you're pretty much unpunishable and you're safe. And that makes it like pretty good. And yeah, for the cases where it happens that they're too close, of course, so rapid cancel, and if they try punishing you, you can technically get like the JC afterwards, or you could just air dash out or in, whatever. But yeah, that's the difference with entering. Any other questions? Okay. So yeah, at this point I'm gonna go over stances again. I mean, you already know, like, I like to start with 60 usually, because 60 is like the forward moving, 2D is a mix-up stance, and 5D is a utility stance. So I'm gonna start with 60. 60A has invul in the middle, so if they were to DP, I'm terrible with DP, so let me... Okay, that was like... Damn. But yeah, you can invul through. I mean, I've seen it like multiple times. I've shown it multiple times. Maybe his DP is not the best, but to show it, because apparently he ends up somewhere.
I think I saw that it had body invul, I think.
Yeah, I think it actually has full invul, so let me check 60A. Also, I hate the sorting. No, only body invul, okay, so they could get this, yeah. So it only has body invul, but that's usually most of the time what you need it for. I mean, the same is true for like 60B, but the body invul is way shorter. So for that reason, like, it can be used as a mix-up tool, especially at lower level, but the issue with it is that both it and 60B can be... Yeah, both it and 60A can be jumped out. So even jump out punish oftentimes jump up, jump out, jump button that gets the punish. So for that reason, like, I mostly would use it as like a neutral tool. So if they don't block anything, and maybe I didn't confirm a hit or whatever. Like, yeah, my most of the time this is like my scenario. I didn't confirm, I accidentally inputted like orb afterwards, and then I get the side switch. Like, yeah, for stray orb hits and stuff, you know. You can get like, use it very well to reposition yourself, especially if you're the one in the corner. Like, all of a sudden you're out of the corner and could continue your offense. And because, like, technically the orb is out, and I think even if I'm not sure if they are blocking. I mean, of course this is too close, but if they were like further away, then yeah, they don't have that much time to jump out and stuff. So that's like its main use case, in my opinion, like movement tool rather than mix-up tool. As a classic 60C, essentially, I told you that against Zona, spam it, because they will, at some point they might do a misinput, and not a misinput, but they be like not careful enough with like one of their projectiles. You get like the big counter hit and the big combo. Against non-Zona, spam it less, but against every opponent who has shown that they are not punishing 60C, because it can be a low crush, so I'm not even sure if Ragnar can it that well. I don't see Ragnar.
I must have crossed yesterday.
Yeah, Jin can, for instance. Yeah, Jin can, Lambda can, like many characters can. But if they haven't shown you that they do, then you can just abuse it as a tool to close the distance. Because if they don't do it, then the best thing they usually do is like they jump out and jump away, and then you can just try it again. But also, like, technically it's also possible to move around it and then punish it afterwards. So, but as long as they haven't shown that they will punish it, you can abuse it. And you see me oftentimes like going for like, I mean, yeah, this is still like annoying that I have it. It's a roll neutral. That I do like stuff like that, and then also especially with yeah, and it can be really potent, and maybe they will block the first and don't expect the second, then you get countered, or you don't get it countered, but even like the knockdown itself is like very rewarding. So yeah, like Y1, spam it until they show you, until they punish you for it, because at that point you're like throwing your life away. But other than that, spam it. If it's only for the end of one only, it's okay. Okay, yeah, that was those. Then we have like mix up, of course, 2DA goated, unsafe on block, unfortunately. Generally, you want to confirm into 5DC. Because you can get like simple stuff like this. Like if you get like the timing for B5, C5 down, B5 Cardamos down, like the delay, then that's not that much more difficult than what you're doing right now. But even then, the damage, even with C5 in the end instead of B5, is pretty good. Other ways to confirm it. Okay, I'm getting too much into combos right now, I know. So yeah, let's get into that later on. Yeah, 2dB, unsafe on block, so better rapid cancel if you can. But other than that, like, because it has that amazing range, it can often catch like people off guard if just done raw. But most of the time you will only confirm into it. And if you do it in a block string, then again, as you've like already discovered, at low level, abuse this and see how many KP until like the opponent shows they can deal with it, which is like using a low or like throwing it. But as long as they don't do it, then there's no reason for you to stop spamming it. Yeah, the last one, Naga. Oh, not really for mix-up, only for like keeping stuff safe. But it will occasionally, like fairly often, catch the opponent not blocking the second hit, or they want to jump out and then they get hit during jump. So that's why you get then stuff. And if they are on the ground, you can follow up with 60A. Then if it hits, to get like a full conversion. And that's those moves, again, not too much to talk about. Ground stance 5DA, again, loses to lows and loses to throws, but blocks guard point. Also can be funny in the corner too, because if they want to jump out, you also get a combo. But the big downside of it is like that the combo ability afterwards is like very limited. You can't really combo unless you go for like Y1 2dB C5 Cardamos. And yeah, not that much to gain unless you get a fatal counter, in which case you can get like good stuff. I mean, not too good stuff, it's still not his best start or anything, but you can get better stuff out of it. Because yeah, they are in block stun, you can get like 6B, 5B, 6B, 6C in fatal counters, so that's cool. Yeah, 5dB Drake, command grab, fairly slow. I think it's about, let me see how slow it is actually. Dragon's Claw, yeah, it's 7 frames. But keep in mind, you also have like 10 frame startup, so it's technically a 17 frame command grab. So like, yeah, very reactable to jump out and stuff, but very good because like yeah, because it's a command grab and you could get like 2.7k meterless everywhere, and this scales down to 3.8 in the corner with like multiple routes actually. Yeah, now I got killed by my lag again, my PC lag. And yeah, I forgot, like in 5DC, only like mostly combo filler and preemptive anti-air. But the good thing about 5DC actually is that you can control where the opponent land, depending on how you space on how you time your Fafnir afterwards. And I think that's true for both C5 and 4. But I think, yeah, the timing is different, of course, but you can control where your opponent goes afterwards. And the next big thing about him is that regularly it crosses up, and in the corner that means you can get like big bombos out of it. Like 5k out of 2C starter, not too bad, you know. And yeah, that's about everything about each and each drive. So any more questions up until this point? Okay, cool. Then let me talk about combo theory. Like the basic you know already. Route everything into this and it will work. Like the most scaled stuff won't work anymore if you have like 2-3 A's, but usually you will only have like 2 A's, and then it still works. If you were ever in the case where you had like 3 2A's, then you have to go for 3C instead, and you still get like your panic confirm. Next step up, of course, I've told that, but oops. But do like this, right? And yeah, the lesson afterwards, like I still think you won't go immediately into learning the BNB, because I think the next easy thing to learn actually is mid-screen conversions. Go into like 2DC, 5DA, forwards, and you get like more corner carry and more damage. Like cancel this into forwards and 6B, 5C, 60C, 2DB, CFUF. I mean, you can get more if you know like if you're able to learn something more complicated. But in the beginning, I would probably not do it. And because again, like charging the JB CFUF is not that easy. But yeah, you can get stuff like that out of the mid-screen confirms, and it's easier than going for like the quote-unquote big boy combos. And yeah, again, like if you get like counter hit CFUF, you essentially do the same routing that you do if you have like if you do this. So, but yeah, for the BNB actually 5BB or whatever, routing 2DA, like do 2DA 5DC, delayed BFUF, even more delayed Kalamos, and if you control it correctly, they will like be close enough to you that you simply can pick them up with the 3C. If you don't delay it correctly, you would need a micro dash 3C, but I don't do that myself, so I trust in the direct delay, because if I wouldn't, yeah, you definitely have to delay it, like the Kadamos mostly. The BFUF doesn't need to be delayed that much. Like even here I still get it, even though I didn't delay the BFUF that much, but it's like delaying the Kadamos is where the difficulty is, and the next difficulty that you can put up on yourself, of course, is if you want to control where the opponent lands with it. So, and also you can pick up with either 2C or 3C, but 3C is faster, so that was like a misinput because I thought he was going to the other side, but 2C got my back because I was still like fast enough for everything. But like, yeah, I would always go for 3C pickups, and that would be like the big step after you've mastered the mid-screen confirms, and like with 2DC 5DA. Similarly you could also get like the same confirm from like a 2DA mid-screen, or like even from like a 60A. But of course, if you like not that mid-screen, then yeah. But again, after the mid-screen confirms, you will go for like the BNB, and if you have that BNB down, I would learn like the 2A BNB that I showed you earlier. Oh, no, not this one actually. Not with. So there you route into 2DC, 5DA. Oh yeah, that's something that I also have to teach you, by the way. I mean, you already found it out, right? But you can change the direction where he travels. So you can move him forward by pressing forwards up with the button. Like the stance is like The direction you press with the stance is deciding which wait, what's happening? Oh. Is deciding which stance move you will, but then afterwards you can press like the button on the stuff, or you can even go like press the button first and then go into the direction. So either way it's fine what you do. And yeah, and that is used in this corner combo, where you go like, where you position yourself in a way to cross Rahab up. And another thing that's in this combo that I also forget to say a lot is that you have to input that you have to input 60A into the wrong direction. So essentially you have to put it to the left. Also, it's like your opponent will end up on the right. I mean, so that's good to know. So you don't input it like this, but you have to press like 40 essentially, because at the moment where you input the stance, your opponent is on the left to you. But as soon as he crosses up, like Kagura autocorrects. And yeah, again, those combos you can find all of them on the Kagura starter guide. There I have a combo section there, just to understand you in which direction you want to go learning the stuff. Okay, yeah, that was this combo, and after that combo I would probably go for like the because you can get like the same combo with like 5C. Like you would add like a 60C there, because so you can get it from like more ranges. The same is true for 2C. If you do 2C, Y1, so that already covers your basics, right? So you don't have to go for like the orb repick up. So the next combo that I would actually learn is like the 5dB combo. Like there are two rounds actually. One uses like the orb pickup and the other one doesn't. I mean, no, both of them use the orb pickup actually. So that will be like the first point where you learn the orb pickup. But you can also go for like other stuff. Actually, you can go like 2dB. You can use this one again. You will lose out 200 damage, but if you don't want to do the pickup, essentially do the same route you did earlier, but you go from it like yeah, you go from it with like a 2dB. But yeah, if you want to improve that, then you learn like orb pickups. And once you learn orb pickups, that also opens up your it opens up potentially the other route for this. Which, as you will see, does like the exact same damage. So there's no real advantage over doing one over the other. I think you can get this one technically for more ranges, because for the other one they definitely have to be like that center in the corner. But practically it doesn't make that much of a difference. And I like to do like this one just for style reasons, so not every combo looks the same. And yeah, and once you have learned the orb pickup, you can try. Ah shit! Now I messed it up myself. But you can go for like the big body combo, big boy combo, which does 200 more damage than the other one. But it's also a lot more droppable. So this is more like. So it technically doesn't make that much of a difference. It's more for bragging rights, so you don't get called out for like using a simplified, quote-unquote simplified combo. And yeah, after this there's still like combos to learn, and those are like essentially like is your I mean, it is technically more important than learning like the orb pickup, so you might want to learn it before the orb pickup. But I think it's like I mean, not orb pickup, but orb, the 5C after an orb, like that one. Let me get him jumping.
Look at what Vodikato wrote in chat. He knows.
Yeah, Ricardo, you know indeed. I mean, I already said it on stream earlier. He is like a. I mean, I didn't say it completely, but yeah, he is like the bench. But I think he will like from what it sees like one of the players has to drop out for like hardware reasons. And I don't think they will be able to fix him until that point, because the hardware reasons are like severe. So, so yeah, we needed a replacement. And yes, I because Batikan was actually learning Kagura from me the other day, just by pure accident. I was like, okay, maybe just get this more. But yeah, yeah. Anyway, like the next big combo. B-Orb, I mean B-Fuff. And this difficulty with B-Fuff is that you essentially want to hold like 9B afterwards. I mean, you can do it however you want. You can also like do it later. I think you could also go like just 6B and then charge 9B, but I think charging 9B is easier. You will do that, and the reason why I'm doing it late is not only showing it late is not only because you need like this, but the reason is that you need that if there was like anyone other than Ragnar and some other people, you need like the micro dash, and I think you can't even get it if they are like a little bit too far. So even with the micro dash. But yeah, micro dash, and then you get the combo. But yeah, that's why it's like difficult. Like I think like micro dash 3C is not the easiest. It's like way easier than the micro dash 3C after Gauntlet Hades on Ragnar, but it's still like something that takes a lot of practice. And then of course this is starting part with 6B. Yeah, also by the way, if you press like 9 and 6 at the same time, and B at the same time as it, then you will not jump. But of course this has a problem if you're too late. But essentially after like B-Fuff, you can't jump that early anyway, so you can just hold 9 for the duration. But of course if you don't press it early enough, then you will jump. Also, I didn't do the micro dash there, so it was like good timing, but it's apparently good spacing or whatever. But normally you need like the micro dash from characters like Jin. And by the way, you essentially do the same confirm on 2A. Also, like the other thing that I forgot to mention is that if you get the B-Fuff, you can also go for like the mid-screen conversion that you had. Either that one. Yeah, actually always that one, because on B-Fuff you won't have like, you won't be able to do like the JB Kadamos route. So that's easier to do. So if you're mid-screen B-Fuff, that's probably a combo that you'd also like use way earlier, because you've already learned it. For like the other mid-screen conversions, but the actual anywhere conversion, again, it could also be like done in the corner. Okay. Did I get him again without the micro dash, or was my micro dash there again? But yeah. Oh yeah, there was a micro dash 663C. It was just so micro that I didn't see it myself. But yeah, that's about everything for like the. I mean, not everything, but everything else you can kind of like get for yourself. For instance, again, we had like this route for like mid-screen, right, with the 2DA, which which could be like useful, but then again you can always go into 5 DC. But what if you've used up all the the stances, then you can go into AOP and get like still like a 3.5k combo there. So yeah, so that makes that also adds like some more use case for like the 9B. And everything else I think is like probably a little bit too situated. Yeah. One last thing is like you learning this combo, like the corner. So probably like the last one you want. I mean, it's actually not that difficult. So maybe you want to actually learn this earlier at your own convenience, of course, because you can just run up 6C. And while 6A is technically better, like but only like a slight bit, because it has like better proration. As such, if you add a super, the super will do more damage. But other than that, they do like nearly the same damage. And especially if they're like the further away they are, the harder it gets. Nah, okay, at this point I can't get it anyway. But yeah, the further away they are from you, the harder it gets to get like the 6A. But if they're like very close to you for whatever reason, and you cross them up and you get that, then the 6C might be more difficult. So it's more like what feels more. Oh yeah, actually, yeah. By the way, speaking of this, you can technically get like more of it if you get like go into 6B. Whether you stance cancel or not is not really important. But on scale combos you can't get like the 6B, and that's why like 6C is generally like if I get it with like 2 A's. Ah damn, it's still. Okay, 2 A's doesn't work, but yeah, if I get it with 1 A, then I can still get. Damn. Yeah, you see my FPS dropping even like in the in-game overlay, which isn't totally accurate by the way, but damn. I don't know why that's happening though, so it's. I mean, I don't know if like the Twitch working together thing and the. Oh yeah, and I'm also streaming my screen to you, maybe that's it. But yeah, what I wanted to say is that essentially not doing like the other stuff makes it more safe, because you don't have to think about which starter you had and it will work. But yeah, that's one of the last combos that you've learned. Other than that, I think this kind of covers like all the combos, but again, the combos you can see on the Kagura starter guide on Dust Loop, so not that difficult to find just here. And yeah, that was really everything. I mean, there's technically even more things, but I don't think I have to tell. There's always more. Again, for that you probably just read like through the Kagura starter guide, because I've been doing this for like 1.5 hours now, right? Even more, I guess. And I feel like you are probably like very trampled by all this information. But do you have any other questions?
No, not right now.
Okay, I think that would mean that we can actually play some games together. I mean, not against my Kagura, that would be insanity. But yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense if you host the room, so after we've played enough, then other people can go into your room. Also, I scared the viewers away.
it's hard to also look at chat with only 2 monitors.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me it was mostly like I didn't want to interrupt like the stuff that I've talked about too much, because you can still look at it. And yeah, also it might be like a video that everyone can, like, aspiring Kaguras could actually look at my Twitch VODs afterwards, so interrupting it too much with chat would be not too good. But yeah, tell me, send me your room code when you have it. Okay, yeah, nice. Also, yeah, I can actually stop streaming in Discord now. That hopefully creates like more space for the game, more performance for my game. But you know, we will see about that.
Hopefully.
Also, yellow square, very nice, very nice. Also, yeah, we can share, we can stop the Discord chat because we are having voice chat over the Twitch thing. So I'm also doing that.
What do you mean with yellow square?
Also, yeah, yeah, I'm not sure who to pick, by the way. So if you have any, I mean, I can't play Lychee, unfortunately. So
yeah, that's what I wanted to ask, if you can play Lychee. I
mean, I could try, but that might be like a little bit.
Yeah, probably not good. So I don't know. Who are you like slightly experiencing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Platinum might be it then. So yeah, right now it's gaming, and I will try to look at your mistakes. Of course, the issue is that I'm playing a character that I'm not too well versed myself in, so I will probably focus too much on my stuff.
I mean, it's day 2. I still just have to learn how to navigate the intro.
Yeah. Yeah, also sorry that apparently the frame drop issues are not fixed.
What's up? Let's go, finally.
Yeah, that will be like very important. Yeah.
No!
And again, like I haven't played this character in a while, but still I had more time on her than you had on Kagura right now, so. shit. Nice.
Oh damn. Cross up.
Ah, nice. But yeah, you definitely keep like mixing up your stances, which is good, like the drive that you use. Not overly predictable. Also, it might be 2-2C, I'm not sure how that's follow-up goes. Oh, yeah, I actually forgot to talk about throw combos. I now know, but again, you can always look.
I still know the one that you taught me.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay, I also use it sometimes, but of course, they're like better combos, but those are like even, actually like they're even more finicky than all the other combos I showed you. There's like some issues with all of them. Ah, shit.
Ah, that was supposed to be fire. Oh, it worked anyway.
Yeah, I think it worked out even better. Like, you know, the accidental 6A enter air happened to all of us Kagura players at some point.
But I'm definitely still struggling with doing flash kick.
Actually, can I?
All five C's were supposed to be flash kicks.
I mean, yeah, makes sense if you have never played it. Actually, there is it was supposed to be. But yeah, that was, for instance, like a prime position for goal, like for like backdash after the 2DA and then get 6B after the 5DA, I mean. But yeah, I think like you're operating the neutral right quite well actually. So I think like your main problem of course is combos, but that's like the easiest problem to fix always, you know. I mean, honestly I think the same is true for your Ragnar, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I also started to think, yeah, I probably should start to look at some combo stuff. Now with Ragnar.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, you're always doing like some good enough combos with Ragnar, but of course, there's definitely more to do at some point.
Oh damn.
But yeah, good awareness to do it though. And yeah, the 6dB neutral tool has worked again, like movement tool.
hard to hit the 6A ones because everyone jumps so much, but sometimes it works.
And it's one. Also, yeah, that's one thing that you have to be afraid of, that like opponents are gonna try to drive through your overdrive through your drive moves. So for that reason, it's like whenever like your opponent uses burst or like overdrive, you then in a position that's not like immediately punishing, like you're usually like happy to see that.
Oh, damn.
You made it like first to 3, okay. Probably
Yeah,
for like other viewers who want to fight against you, right?
Yeah, because sometimes I'm just not sure which one is match and which one is rematch limit.
Ah.
I don't know why they couldn't name them differently.
But yeah, rematch limit is the one where you can just play for all eternity, and match limit is like the consecutive wins that someone can have, you know, a specific person before they again get force switched. But yeah, that's like the prime position where like the Kadamos confirms into 2D into Kadamos helps you in the corner. That's where you want to do it, because then from that point on you can go into like the BNB, and at that point actually the orb repick up BNB, it deals like a way more damage than the other one, because like same move proration kicks in if you want to do the other one, because you have to do an overhead for that purpose. Ah, shit.
No.
But yeah, right now, honestly, like the main issues with Kagura I see on your end is like you're not flash kicking enough. I mean,
Yeah, I'm trying though.
yeah, you're trying. Yeah, you're not used enough to the motion. Let's put it that way, to charge controls, and yeah, and of course your combos are like lacking. But that's of course only understandable because you only had like the introduction today, so. It's like it's like telling a first grader why they can't write yet, you know. But yeah, actually, like The 6C conversions are good on counter hit, but other than that you want to go into 60A there all the time. So like, generally I would always go into 60A, but the timing gets different if you do like, if you get like a counter hit. But yeah, Lumbria is saying the same, not enough Hafn. But yeah, it's essentially like, the thing with Kagura is, I mean, at low levels, like using drive moves for the most time will work. Like, you know, you got like 2.8k from randomly catching my air dash in. You get another 3k for that, you know. That's always like, that's almost half my bar right now. I mean, it's half my bar, I think, honestly. Yeah, and you got like a 4.7k. By the way, in overdrive, the 2dB leaves your opponent in the leaves your opponent comboable afterwards. So that's like the main thing in overdrive. I'm not sure if I have actually added like the overdrive conversion, the basic. I think I have. I'm not sure.
Oh, but I didn't expect that to be yes. There was supposed to be a flash kick too.
But yeah, that's like one on.
At least it came out.
Yeah, that's an issue with flash kick, and I think most DPs in general actually is that you can probably most of the time jump over them and then get them to whiff. I mean, not most of the time, but sometimes you can do that. And I'm not the kind of person who does that like consciously, but I know other people do. So, but that's like only high level, and I don't expect your opponent to do that consciously. Also, why was I put on Tsubaki again, huh? I'm a Platinum main today. I mean, honestly, I could also go for Isayoi probably, because I think they might be like at the same beginnerish level. But I thought like Platinum was more fitting because I haven't played her in a longer time.
You see the Ragnar came out and I just spent 5k there.
Yeah.
I have to stop grabbing after RC2.
But yeah, another glorious case of 6B. Oh, JB, I mean.
I thought I would go on the right, but I'm on the left. That's so weird.
Nice. But yeah, that's what I meant, like you can just jump around it sometimes and then punish it. Also, Wyvern can lose to like random shit because it like has a hurt box on top. Ah, nice. But that was actually a nice idea. I mean, you can only do that in overdrive, but yeah, of course. Oh yeah, actually. Yeah, I mean, I keep not using the items on her, which is like not the real platinum experience, so.
I mean, the items, at least some of them are like bad against Wyvern, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, if Platinum can get like the cat stick in this matchup, she has acquired a win button against Kagura. But yeah, one thing you can try after 2DB is go for Wyvern afterwards. Oh shit, I meshed again.
No, I want to do the RC there.
Ah shit. Damn, if what I wanted, if I had gotten it, that would have been godlike though.
Yeah. I also expected it, so I was trying to be careful.
Like I wanted to RC overhead, you know. Yeah. After it, because I had like the pan.
The overhead would have probably caught me.
Yeah. I think it would have caught many people, to be honest.
I was thinking, okay, he's gonna RC, but I didn't know what he would do afterwards. Unfortunate.
And also, yeah, Lumbria, I agree. Like, this Platinum character is too strong for our Honest Hero Kagura. Also for our Honest Hero Ragnar as well, you know? Because we all know that, like, magical girls are, like, the strongest being on this, in the world. Oh shit, throw counter. Nice.
Oh no. Oh damn.
Unfortunate.
I press RC twice sometimes and then I just grab afterwards.
Ah, yeah, understandable. I was like, okay, like the idea is really good to RC and then go into grab, but then of course you'd need to move like a little bit. Shit. Yeah, it caught me. As much as I like it to say it's only a positioning tool, it can work as a cross-up.
No!
I control neutral now. That's the item that I mean. Like, if you get the head stick, like the Platinum has won the matchup. It becomes a 9-1 matchup, you know. Luckily, she only has it for like for 5 users, but I think like 5 users are way too much for that item. Should have been 2 or so. Especially as she gets like full combos on counter hits, if I remember correctly.
no, not again.
Ah. Okay, this is how I improve like that. Oh.
Whoa! That's huge!
Yeah, it's because I used like the enhancement thingy. I forgot how it works, but yeah, the enhancement thingy is like really powerful. Yeah, okay, good, actually. Ah.
No! Too little range.
Behold my one button DP. Ah.
Oh,
Can I recover in time? I can.
no, the bomb.
Ah, shit. I missed. No. Yeah, that was an interesting shot and actually a good one, because you hit me and the president at the same time.
Oh, no. I just pressed D twice.
Yeah, understandable. But yeah, I'm also starting to remember the routes right now a little bit with her, so not making it easier for you.
This character needs so much brain power. I just sometimes my head just goes blank because I have so many options before me.
Yeah, but the amount of brain power used will like fade out the more you play him, you know. Because like at the core of it, he's like a very simple character, like actually fairly similar to Ragnar, if you think about it. Like think about your 2D AS like a Gauntlet Hades, you know.
That's one successful out of 3 flash kicks.
Have to flash up apparently. Nice. Sogar the right one. Yeah, unfortunately as a movement tool, if you whiff like this and I can wake up in time, I can just punish you for Y1, so... But that was a good flash kick too. Also, yeah, another tip from me, like I see lots of people go like 5C into Y1 and like as a confirm, but that's generally bad because you yeah, as a confirm, right? But that's generally bad because and because like you might risk like a C5 whiffing at the end of it if you go like 5C1 2dB. And so instead like do always go like 5C 2dB because it also enables you the actual RC combos and stuff. And again, you don't risk like whiffing a C5 at the end of it. And yeah, people still keep arguing with me because they're like, yeah, but that extra hit will do more damage. But yeah, if you're in a range where you get like all the hits, you can get like better stuff. That's the thingy. Because at that point you could get like 5C 2DC into 60A and get like about 4K or whatnot. So... I don't fully remember the routes, but you know what I have is good enough. Unfortunate.
I'll do the EA afterwards. Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing about drives. Like, they are also not only acceptable to overdrive, but any kind of reversal, whether it's like a DP or like Invincible Super. And unfortunately, you can't block while in stand. That would be like a change that I'd propose for the devs, to have it so that 5D that 5D does that 5D blocks like every mid and overhead, and 2D blocks every low, but no overhead, and only while it's out. I mean, maybe like even only during startup, and then afterwards not anymore. But you know, I think it would be cool if you could actually burst bait or whatnot with it. Ah! And hello, Patu. Also, yeah, for everyone who's like here in my chat, make sure to also click at the works with Batikan and then give Batikan a follow. Very much appreciated. Love you. Yeah, you have to do the shit, you know?
No! Was it an overhead?
That's an overhead, yeah, the butt splash attack. And technically she can follow up, but only at like specific ranges. Like the platinum gamers out there, they will like abuse that. And they will get like the follow-up combos. There are like multiple ways to follow up. I think the easiest is with like a 5A. Scales the combo a little bit. But
That's what I follow Patu.
Ah, Patu, nice. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Patu, if you want to play with Batikan, you can probably do so. I don't need to hog my man. Because again, like, I think like the amount that I can actually teach him right now is like very limited and comes mostly down to matchup experience. I mean, not matchup experience, but you know, like some experience playing the game. It's okay, Lumbria. It's the first time I've done a double stream, honestly. And I think next time I just like do a Discord call in advance with that person and just mute the double stream thing instead of how it's done it yet now. Where we were like in a Discord call and the Discord call was silent. I just streamed my video. I mean, technically I could still like stay in this call. Call and then just analyze your stuff there, what you're doing wrong about against Rachel, you know. That might also be like an idea if Patu wants to, but then again we'd need the I need to add the lobby codes then.
Yeah, I still it's still the same one. Oh, you mean playing with Patu?
Yeah, that you're playing with Patu, right? Yeah, exactly. And I could then just see how you're approaching the Rachel matchup then. Also, the issue is I woke up early today. Because like yesterday, you know, when this came up, I think you were probably expecting me in your stream and I would have watched it, but
I expected you to be asleep probably.
Yeah, okay.
Recently you said that you were sleeping during the day. I thought maybe you do that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, this time around was the other way because I was like too awake. I mean, I woke up too late most of the time, like going as late as 6 p.m. So I was like, yeah, a reset is in order. So I pulled an all-nighter and went to sleep about like 16 o'clock or so, like 4 p.m. And so I woke up like at 7 today. And waking up early sucks. I don't like it.
Yeah, same. But sadly I woke up early.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
This is, by the way, guys, friendly reminder that in 10 minutes Maho is also streaming, you know. I have like this...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have this... this alarm clock on my phone. That's essentially like 10 minutes before like 7, and it's clocking every day because like whenever things happen in online spaces it's 7. So if there was something that I wanted to participate in, I'd have a reminder. I'm like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, I just don't join many, so I can just keep it in mind.
I haven't joined one. I mean, I say that, but I think the last one I joined was 2 weeks ago on Hoon. But yeah, stuck in layer. Wait, did you make a public room or what did you do, Batikan?
No, it shouldn't be.
How did he get in there?
It's with invites.
Display
Good
decode.
question.
Bunny R. This is High Axel. He wants to just. I think he probably joined over my friend list. But also, let's play another set and then let's see that we can get Petu or any other gamers who want to play with you in that room. So I can start then just watching you, and then after a while go my own way for today, because again I'll be streaming tomorrow and the day after and on Sunday, and then we will probably practice on Saturday, so might as well rest a little bit or be productive, but you know, do anything that's not Blazblue. By the way, I've worked on like on a little script for a video that's like for a tutorial video that takes me way longer than I anticipated. Like you heard it first today, but I'm working on a combo trial tutorial for Noel, because I felt like there were way too little Noels in there, and there was like that one trick that I found out about her that made like some of the trials so much easier, and I noticed that lots of people don't know that trick either. What do you mean board Vanguard with Y? Why what? Don't worry, if like the Noel stuff is if you meant that with the Noel, if that is successful, I will follow up with other characters that I've completed the challenges with. Obviously Kagura. But I think for Kagura, like I want to make it strategic, so I also have like a complete guide up before that.
Why the toddler?
You mean why Platinum? Yeah, because this was like a character that felt most beginnerish.
Die Weiber-Moment. I wish I could jump after that.
Oh damn. So that's why. I mean, the other choice I would have had was maybe potentially Isayoi. I mean, it's okay, you know, at some point, High Axel, I will be going away from the stream anyway, and like, you know, I want to, I mean, of course, Batikan has to say if he wants to fight you and Petu and everyone, but I'd say, yeah, he already agreed, so I'm gonna put like the room code in and pin it on my end. And I don't know, I think Batikan can probably pin it on his end if he wants, but...
Yeah.
Oh.
No! That was worth a try. No! I was expecting that, but I didn't know what to do else.
Yeah, I wanted to do that all the entire time, but I messed up the inputs the entire time, and then we got like the craziest interactions anyhow, where I jumped over stuff with 6C, then did like J2C and stuff like that, you know. Happy little accidents. one button DP, my beloved. I don't know how she can follow up, but I think she actually can.
Oh, come on!
But I already coached him today, and this is part of the coaching, by the way, so... I know.
Oh, come on, let's see the button.
I know. I totally understand your frustration. And the worst part is usually when you fight like a platinum. Whether they win or not, they will be like death to Kagura, because apparently the platinums hate Kagura just for no reason, you know. Despite, like, honestly, I think from the Shotos they have like one of the best matchups. I mean, quote unquote Shotos, right? But they have one of the best matchups against Kagura, because they have like cat stick. I mean, they don't have the DP all the time, only like a unreliable flash kick, which is like only counter stuff and can be beaten, but fairly easily. Nice. Oh, nice.
It's not a projectile, huh?
No, it's not. It's like an extended hitbox, but no hurtbox at the tip or anything, you know? So it's not even you can favorably trade with it. Ah, shit. Oh, yeah. By the way, yeah, I pressed 2A, but you shifted your hurtbox with that 5C. That was amazing stuff. I love when that happens. I mean, you never plan for it, but when it happens, like, you get, like, big damage for no reason. Ah, no! I expected you to wyvern.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. I was like, okay, I can't play wyvern now, I have to do something else.
Yeah, that was godlike. Just outplayed. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Sly, for the raid. So for everyone not who hasn't seen it, like I trained Batikan on Kagura today, and now like we are playing a little bit. But I want to end my stream at some point too, and then we raid Batikan instead. I want to watch like one set of Batikan versus someone else, commentate it. I'm not commentated, but give like some pointers, and then yeah, Batikan will rank up all that matchup experience, like all that match experience that he needs with Kagura. You and Smudge gapped each other? What do you mean you both gapped each other? Isn't that supposed to be even? But yeah. Nice to hear you had some Blazblue fun. I also saw you streaming, but you know, at that point we were already locked in the Blazblue grind. Also, by the way, this is in honor of I'm sorry, Batikan, but this is in honor of Sly, who has like the greatest Platinum expression ever. Mommy circular! We have to get like the ah shit.
Come on.
Ah shit.
Oh my thing. I thought I could see the A.
Yeah, I know that that happens to me a lot too. They played Jacob.
I
Oh,
thought I was still in overdrive because the background was dark because of your overdrive.
Ah, I see. I know that's not what I'm supposed to do there. Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that was... Ah! Ooh. Yeah, you clutched it out. Nice, nice. Okay, you're doing the replicants very well. I mean, I'm not sure if it's so great to always go for counter afterwards, but I guess at this point it's like your best you're a very stable confirm for you, so. Also especially low level, of course, like, yeah, no one is taking throws. Unless they wanted to throw themselves, you know?
No. No!
Yeah. Yeah, the presents are pretty bullshit too. Like, if Platinum has them and places them on the ground, it's like, yeah, I control neutral now. nice. Finally.
I collected everything I had for that.
Ah, shit. Also, yeah, I wanted to wait. I had like other. Okay, those were only pings. I wanted to get like the lobby code out there for like Pet 2 and Co. And then like watch a set with you against someone. Also, like, yeah, let me deactivate. Let me activate autopass right now and see. Wait.
I think you first have to pass and then auto pass. So.
Yeah, I can't, or like, you know.
What, really?
What do you mean we're taking requests? Okay, you'll join in a bit. You're making coffee. Okay, so Batikan, let's play another set then. And once
yeah, my normal screen is
your screen is frozen.
okay. No,
Okay.
no. I think I opened the text box and expanded over the whole screen.
Ah, I see. Yeah, that one. But yeah, Slyko, I don't know what you mean with taking requests today, because not really.
Maybe he thought I would. I used that point redeem for the coaching.
Ah, yeah. No, it's like he didn't redeem the points for the coaching, which, by the way, someone should do at some point because no one has done that so far, you know. And I could to coach like a little bit on every character, you know, and not every character, but you know, like share some knowledge on more than only Kagura, depending on the level of play, of course. Like I wouldn't be able to teach Nessica much stuff probably, you know, but or like Serpent or Mako, maybe like small tidbits. Also, like I think Serpent or Mako, I could definitely teach stuff on other characters that they don't play, you know. Oh no, that also not, because like again the idea is to get like Batikan a sparring partner, so I can leave and do something else, or like relax again. I have like a big streaming day coming up tomorrow again, and Friday and Sunday, you know it. So I've also played like a little bit too much of Blazblue already today, even though most of the time was not really playing, but analyzing what kind of mistakes a beginner might do in the trials for Noel. So but yeah, the other thing is like, yeah, actually, maybe the question was directed to you, Batikan, because we are streaming both at the same time, right? So, and we have like a combined chat. So yeah, I guess the question is up to you, like Batikan, if you want to spare with Sly, but Sly of course is like very strong, so I don't know if Sly has any secondaries that he could play. I mean, probably like a little bit of Naruto is a way yeah, actually, like Sly, pull up with your bang, now that I think about it. But yeah, I mean, that way we have set up the room for like multiple players for you to fight against, so you will get like that experience that you need on the Kagura, and then on the days before Sunday you can probably brush up your combos. I mean before Saturday potentially, when I will be like busy streaming myself. And then on Sunday you will completely crush the opposition. That's the plan, you know. Okay, good idea actually. But like if you get the war split from Rahab, then best go for 6C, because run up 6C, and then you can just go 2DA or whatever. Yeah, 2DA, and the Kada must confirm afterwards, but of course I know it's not something you have practiced yet, so I understand why you wanted to go 5C, they to go like 5C, 6CC, 2DB Fafnir. But you can technically also do the same with 6C, but you just have to delay the Wyvern a little bit more.
I was just mostly confused. There was no intent in my brain.
Okay. I mean, Sly, look at my platinum. Do you think like she's like that goated? I mean, I'm not winning because I have like that much of experience with this character or anything, you know. Sly, so I feel like your bank would probably do pretty good too, you know. Just saying.
How is the grab coming up? I only press C.
Yeah. Yeah, that. But yeah, also by the way, another reason why Platinum is evil, like random hard eyes when you don't mean that you love the other person, I think that's very deceiving and not nice, you know, to give to make other people hope like that. Especially if you were like even trying to bait them into pedophilia, you know. Evil character, evil gremlin. Damn, nice. Like again, I think you're doing that like very well to recognize your 2DB gets blocked and then you RC. This time not only following up with like the usual grab. Also, yeah, it doesn't cross up on, it doesn't put you in the corner, the 5DC, like properties change. So what you do instead if you want to get them in the corner is like dash forward 5C. So you...
That was not what I wanted to do, please. Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, you're already doing like good stuff on Kagura and also not being a pussy, so to speak, you know? Like, I mean, this is a slander, and I don't mean it in an evil way, but Monkey lost to Akaku because he wanted to play too clean. On the...
I'm gonna try whatever I can.
because like Enigma had like a first to 10 set up on Tuesday, and honestly, like Monkey was definitely the favorite there in terms of tournament results and anything. But Monkey did not use a single 2DA, for instance. Like he played like so clean. And I get the idea because like super strong players like Nessica will stuff out the 2DA with 5A and then get like a full combo out of it. But I know from my own experience that Akaku is not that kind of person who reacts to that. So if he added like some of those and some other like degenerate plays, then Monkey might have probably have won, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, indeed, nice. So yeah, the truth for Kagura, for playing Kagura generally, I think is like having a mixture, you know? Like playing clean but still stay as unpredictable and wild as possible. So I feel like in that sense, like I mean, Europe's two strongest Kaguras, Mako and Monkey, should learn from each other, because Mako is so unhinged. Oftentimes she's doing like so weird plays that don't make any sense on paper, but they work out. And Monkey, on the other hand, makes all the plays that make sense on paper, but can, again, as I said, can be a little bit too clean sometimes. And of course, I can learn from both. And you can learn from all of us. Actually, why am I? Damn! Did I reach that far? Damn. Oh shit. Yeah, good idea, but you better go with like 6B, 3C, 6C. I don't think like 6C.
Confirms
yeah, but it's okay. I wanted to overdrive through actually, but apparently you can't overdrive during running, so I would have barrier cancel then go into overdrive, but that might have been too slow anyway. Yeah. But yeah, the classic. Remember to do like the 5DC into C5 afterwards, or potentially B5 if you have, as soon as you've learned like the delay for that. Oh shit.
No.
Yeah. Very unfortunate indeed. But yeah, also speaking of overdrive, like the best use for Kagura generally is either to, of course, overdrive through something. That's like the best case for every character. And other than that, of course, like using it for like overdrive extension. Like, I mean, the overdrive extension part on him is like way bigger than on other characters too. Because it's so easy and he does like so much damage already. Ah. Ashida, yeah, I wasn't in order anymore. No. Okay, nice. Oh damn, nice. Okay, that was the case where 60C would have worked, because for every confirms you want to go 60C with after 5C if your opponent is in the air. Ah, nice. Okay, yeah.
I wish I could do something there.
Yeah, I wish so too, you know. Ah shit, yeah, I need the barrier there. Got shipped out. No.
Damn! That was so fast!
Yeah, because
Holy shit.
overdrive versions of the items are stronger. No, it's like the enhanced version actually. And because of overdrive I just had like infinite.
No, I'm dead.
Yeah, potentially if I know how to. Okay.
No, damn. So close.
Yeah, so close but so far. But you go into like the last round with an advantage. You still have drive. I mean overdrive. Ah shit.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I told you like it can happen. The hurt box on the tip. Very annoying. But yeah, GG's was close, was 2-2 and final round 2. But yeah, now I'm gonna pass and put auto pass and you can play against High Axel. Oh, Petu is also here? Wait, is Petu is not in here anymore, huh? But yeah, Petu you can also enter and but yeah, right now. Then I guess I will only like watch this set against you, against High Axel. Yeah, I think he will probably go like another character. No, the mirror? Okay. Let me see how much of an Kagura High Axel has. I think at some point he played his Kagura against mine, and at that point the Kagura was pretty much nothing. I mean, 90 matches doesn't sound too much, but then again, maybe he has practiced him a lot in challenge and training mode. But yeah, okay, yeah. Batikan is rocking like the default color. But yeah, against high axle you have to be careful about the stagger pressure. You already see it in effect, right? Like he's using it as his main form of pressure for like the characters he plays. Those being like Mai and Bang. Also, like it looks like very laggy on my end. I'm not sure if that's actually the case.
It is not the best connection between us two. Damn, you grabbed me out of it. I'm guessing High X is either from the States or from
yeah, he is from Europe. He is from Europe, but yeah, I don't know from where though. Honestly, I think Russia maybe. I might confuse him now though. I don't know where he is from, but he's from Europe. Also, it's like participating in European events and doing like getting good places. Is it desync on my end? I guess so, right? You're not sending a screen away and pressing buttons, right?
Yeah, that's desync. I'm in the corner right now.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I guess. Oh no, your opponent's connection was lost. Okay. Are you guys still in the room though?
Yeah, no? I'm in the room.
Wait. No, this is for Batikan, this room.
I mean, I don't know. I don't mind watching a match.
Hey, good morning, Slow. Yeah, okay, then now you're fighting against like hoops. That's also nice. And yeah, now you have the bang. So essentially, like, Sly got coached on bang from mostly Ancestor, you know. At some point he expressed interest in the character, and I got like the bang boys together to give him tips.
Is he in Kagura?
No, he isn't, but it was just a random thing. I caught his stream at some point, and he was again showing interest in the character, and I was like, hold up, I assembled the bang players, and they came. Okay, nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, again, that would be so huge if you had the combos, honestly.
Yeah.
Ah, no.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is my first time fighting against Bang, by the way.
Oh, yeah, okay, so, yeah, quick, how do you call it? Zusammenfassung. Summary, yes. Quick summary is that he will fly all over the screen. He will use nails to approach, and then his drives are like very have guard points. And the 2D only has like high guard points, so you can use a low to beat it. And you can throw every one of his drive moves. And he can teleport if he blocks stuff, or like explode if he blocks stuff with the drive moves. So that's like one of the big use cases for them.
Oh my god.
no! He even hit it, no. But yeah,
Thanks for the follow, Seth.
I mean, it becomes unblockable if you have like specific seals. I don't know if he had that. I don't think he had. And if you have full seals, actually it becomes unblockable and teleports to the opponent. But you can still like crouch under it or whatever. But yeah, in that case, you would have been fine if you didn't press 2DB, so. Ah, damn, yeah, that's the thing. He has 3C. Oh! Sly. Almost getting like one of the big boy bang combos. Yeah, like this you can go through with like lows when you use 2D. And generally like bang players want to use 2D the most. Yes, the combo works anywhere, that's nice. Wait, what's happening to Sly? No, Sly has controller issue?
Oh. I wish I had taunt set up.
Yeah, actually fun thing about his taunt, you can perform... no, this is not... Oh, it is, okay. Okay, now he's there. Good. I don't know what happened there.
Damn, very good.
But yeah, I think you have to be careful with like 60C and 60B against him, because he's like spamming those 3Cs, which are, again, is like the low that reaches long, you know? Like this. So you better instead you abuse the F out of JC. No. And yeah, the other thing that Sly is not really doing yet about bang is he can always go into overheads, almost always, unless he's like using 2A right now, but other than that, always like cancel into TK Musasabi, go get an overhead, 5C is an overhead. You're still in this though, rematch? Ah, okay. Sly had a pizza issue. They asked him, they called me to ask what pizza he wants, so yeah. Very important.
Something that made him go off car.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very Italian, by the way, Sly. Like the German way of that would probably be like I had to eat a bratwurst. Yeah, nice. Good. Let's go, yeah, that's what I mean.
You are gaming.
You are gaming, exactly. And yeah, even like with quote-unquote slower, weaker confirms from Kagura, you only need 4 hits at best, right? I think maybe Tega not, but then if you get like 3k, very few characters have 12k health, so... Nice.
Sadly, I don't know follow-up.
It's the same as with the like regular throw, by the way. So you can just go 2C, 2DB, CFAP, and also like for, yeah, if you go advanced, then there's like a slight difference per combos, but it's still like very samey with both throws.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean you might still catch him.
Whoa!
Again, that's what I said. You might still catch him. But yeah, JC, let's go. The fly sweater. I told you, like, you know, don't abuse like 60C and 60B too much, because he's like abusing 3C too much. By the way, 3C if blocked is punishable, so that's a good thing about that. And he doesn't have a follow-up either, and doesn't get a combo if it's not a counter hit. So it's not like Tsubaki's 3C where she gets like a full combo. Ah, shit. Unfortunate.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I don't think my own FPS drops impact you, because I had an FPS drop at that moment. I don't think they will, right? Because I'm just a viewer. If it does, then yeah, rip you guys, because I'm having that FPS issues. Might be actually that I'm the evil one here right now. I don't know how the game handles stuff like that. Just thinking with the viewers. Yeah, also keep in mind, in Overdrive you can chain as many drives as you want after each other, right? So we could also revisit like 60C after.
So much going on in the air.
Yeah. And unfortunate. The jump just in that moment. And the thing is, I don't think that was intentional, by the way. Okay, nice. But the counter confirms are those where you could follow up with A-Orb and get like massive damage. But of course it's like a little bit more. But essentially A-Orb 6C, your usual 6C combo. Oh nice, let's go. Again, also air grab is the same as regular grab, just to see them afterwards.
Whoa. No.
Close. Close one.
Yeah.
Yeah, how the quote is so funny.
Okay. Oh.
But yeah, I'm gonna...
Could have done more there.
Exactly, yeah, I think I'm still gonna... good that you're here, by the way, HM Jack 1. I know that you're also a Kagura main, so for that reason, like, it's good to have someone like that in chat, because I want to go from this and I will raid Batikan at that point, and then you guys will be there with Batikan and be able to coach him some more on this amazing character. I mean, yeah, it's like his day 2 Kagura, so you can't expect too much, you know. Yeah. Also, Sly, I don't know if you've listened to the stream, it was also his first time ever fighting against Bang, so... Like, he has like a decent number of matches with his Ragnar in general, but not encountered a single Bang yet. And while I play with him almost on the regular, fixing up like some matchup knowledge gaps, I didn't want to torture him with my bang yet because my bang is on the stronger side. Ah. Dash block. Okay, barrier block. Nice, 6C, let's go. But I'm also proud of how Axel using the Linform, you know? I mean, I guess you can meme slide, no one is stopping you, it's the internet, you know? The only thing that we can to stop you expressing your opinion is to ban you, you know?
No, we had the same idea.
Yeah, I also feel like that's like, you know, he's doing really good for like someone that's... And I have like direct comparison. Okay, it's decent again, I feel. No, it wasn't okay. But yeah, I have direct comparison because I tried like teaching my sister Kagura, and she's more of a beginner than in Blazblue at the very least than Batikan is, so that's not the fairest comparison. But yeah, she took way longer to understand the concept of his drives and stuff. So I feel like Batikan is on his best way. Yeah, exactly, Sly. I was the same. I was the same when I was a beginner. But keep in mind, he already got like coaching twice from like Ragnar grades from.
Oh no! Oh no!
So he was coached by George and by German mayonnaise, you know. So he has like some. He had some higher level people telling him some concepts. But yeah, that connection that you have, Batikan, that looks insufferable, you know. I can hardly tell anything about what's going on. Yeah, anywho, I honestly think it's time for me to go. Like, I mean, I don't have any appointment. Wait, you're out? Oh no, no one fighting Batikan? That's terrible then.
I mean, I can just go into Discord and go in the beginner channel. Oh god.
Yeah, but I wanted to leave you with guys, you know.
I don't mind. I mean, I've streamed yesterday too, so I don't mind not streaming that long today.
Yeah, I mean maybe.
Also, I'm hoping that System makes the color palette for me, because he said he's gonna try making one.
Nice.
Then I can finally have my Umineko colors. Because I think there's a character in Umineko that would really fit Kagura, I think. Because he has also a jacket and a sword.
Yeah, I think I know who you mean, but I'm not sure because I don't know the characters by name or anything. But there's this one guy in this white suit, and who has like orange hair. Maybe that guy?
I don't think so. I think you... White suit?
Yeah, I think that was a white suit.
No, it's like a blue jacket, and he has like brown hair with an orange highlight.
Okay, and then I'm not thinking of the right character because I only have like very fair. But yeah, apparently, are you guys still playing? You and Axel? Yeah, I mean it sounds like that. So yeah, I guess it totally makes sense to rate him now. I don't know if I can actually rate him while we collab, so let's see if that works or if I have to stop the collab before I rate. I'm gonna try it anyway.
Me and Hikes are just playing in slow motion.
Yes. Okay, apparently it works. Okay, let's rate him. Okay, it did work.
Yeah. Thanks for the raid.
Yeah, thanks for getting coached by myself, and yeah, I'm gonna dip out now. So let me get this thingy, and I wish you lots of fun, and I hope like someone else pulls up. I will be lurking in your chat, I suppose, and if no one pulls up, I will pull up again, but without the voice chat then. So yeah, bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye. I've got either Umineko or oh. I'm sorry for the gutter punch. I've got either Fate or Umineko alerts to fit with my interests.